Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is so great to welcome Shabbat in community, to welcome this Shabbat of Parashat Noach, the second Torah portion of the Jewish cycle of reading. And this Torah portion that is filled with emblematic stories. Stories like, what stories are in this Torah portion? I see that we have lots of friends that are under the age of B'nai Mitzvah. Does anyone know what are the stories, like the big stories that appear in this Torah portion? There's one story about like a big, I would say, just in order to keep the mystery, I would say boat. Like a boat, big boat, and lots of animals there. Anyone knows what story I am referring to? What's the story I'm referring to? Does anybody? Yes, you. It's the flood. You're right. That's the, what's the boat? What's the name of the boat? It's an ark. You're right. So there's, and who's the captain of that ark? Noah. Noah, that was a right. Your name is Noah. Whoa, what a coincidence, Noah. And you know that the Noah of the ark, he was Ish. Yashar v'tamim v'tzadik ledorotav. For his generation, he was great. He was a righteous person. Do you know about any other story that appears in this Torah portion? That one, the other one is really famous, but people...
There's a big building.
Okay. How big?
Really big.
Big because it was wide?
No, big because it was tall.
It's tall.
Because it was tall.
Really tall.
It was a tall building. Was it in Dubai?
It could have been.
Could be. Okay.
But I think it was a little bit north, actually.
Okay.
A place
Have you
called
heard about the big
Babel.
Babel?
Yeah, it was in Babel.
Wait, isn't Babel an app that you can learn languages on?
I think it's also that, yes. And a fish in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So there's a story of the Tower of
Babel.
Babel, in which human beings tried to create a huge tower, thinking that the things that we can create, the things that we can build, can be bigger, can be greater than the essence of the world. They thought that they can get all the way up to God or beyond that. And it's a reminder that we actually don't need to go that far to find meaning or to find God. That God is right here within our hearts. And have another little nugget. You know what's the meaning of the word Babel or Babel? What? It works very well with the word Bilbul in Hebrew, which means confusion. It's the tower of the people that really got confused. They got it wrong. But don't be afraid. You are in the right place. We are Shir Hadash. And this is Shabbat of Parashat Noach. And we will begin our service, and we will sing together, and we'll pray together, and we'll think together. We'll start with a poem, the
A
Shabbat.
short poem before candle lighting. The Sabbath gently knocks on the door. Most weeks, she brings peace. Tonight her hands seem empty, tired and bare. May I rest in one of these empty chairs, she asks. But those are reserved for hope, I reply. But you can rest in my arms, Shabbat, because right now we all just long to be held. And especially you, Shabbat, tomorrow, when I let you go, I pray you are reunited with peace.
I'd like to invite Naomi Parker and Gail Long to light Shabbat candles with us. You can follow them, find them on page
120.
120.
Got it.
Shabbat. Amen.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
May the light of our Shabbat candles bring their brightness to this world that is in such desperate need of healing and light. We will commence our service on page 130. Shir Adonai, Shir Shir Hadash, Shir Shir Adonai, Shir Shir Hadash. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Shir Shir Adonai, Shir Shir Hadash, Shir Shir Adonai, Shir Shir Hadash, Shir Shir Adonai. Shir Shir Hadash. Page 132. Adonai malach tagel haaretz ismechu ihim rahavim or saru al tzadik ulishrei lev simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, radiance for the upright. The righteous find connection in the path of the heart, in the work of mitzvot. We will now turn our Sidurim to page 134 as we take each of these poems, each of these psalms, as a step in a stairway that help us climb up and enter this space, this time set apart, the palace that Shabbat is to time. Page 134, Simul Adonai.
Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor, bekozimra. Zamru l'Adonai bechinor.
On page 136. Page 136. You know, Psalm 29 is often recited while standing. In many congregations, when Psalm 29 is recited, people rise. I'm not suggesting that you need to be on your feet, but I'm suggesting that there are songs, there are prayers, there are words, there are melodies that invite us to rise. Even in moments of our lives in which it feels difficult to stand up, to rise. We try to elevate ourselves. We try to hold ourselves and lift ourselves up. Page 136. Psalm 29. An invitation to rise in our spirits, to lift up our spirits.
Mismo le David avul Adonai b'nei Elim. Mismo le David avul Adonai kavod va'oz. Mismo le David avul Adonai b'nei Elim. Mismo le David avul Adonai kavod va'oz. Avul Adonai kavod va'oz. Avul Adonai kavod shemo. Avul Adonai kavod va'oz. Avul Adonai kavod shemo. Yai, yai, yai. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, 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 yai. Adonaios le'amo yiten. Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Adonaios le'amo yiten. Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Yai, yai, yai. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, 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 yai. Yai, yai, yai. Yai, 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 yai.
open our Sidurim to page 138 as we recite the verses of Lechaodi, I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. An invitation to look at our routines, at the days of our lives with loving eyes, opening our hearts to go with what we have, with what we are, toward embracing Shabbat. We'll sing the first, the second, the fifth, the sixth, and the ninth verses of Lechaodi, and on the ninth one, we'll invite you to rise and turn toward the entrance of the synagogue.
לחדותי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לחדותי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמע וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שהתעברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
לא תבושי ולא תקהלמי, אל תשתוכחי ומה תהמי, בך יחסו עניי ימין, ולפנתה עיר על תהילה.
לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
בואי בשלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהולה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
While you are standing, we want to invite you to take a moment and acknowledge each other's presence, to say Shabbat Shalom to each other. If you recognize a new face, we invite you to reach out to each other and say Good Shabbos, to go around. We'll take 2 minutes to do that. Make sure that you fulfill the mitzvah of welcoming each other with sever panim yafot, with a smile. So reach out to someone. Make sure that you move from your spot. Go somewhere. Go places. Say Shabbat Shalom. Now turn our Sidurim to page 140. We dedicate to Shabbat one more song, one more psalm. Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat, Psalm 92. You may be seated. Mizmor Shir, Shir LeYom HaShabbat. 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 We'll now turn our Sidurim to page 145. And last week we tried to do something new for us. We decided to use melodies from soldiers, from people that are protecting at this time Israel, its borders. And so we used some of them already during this service. And on page 145, there's a beautiful, we'll say, staff, fall poem that was written by the Israeli poet and writer Leah Goldberg. And also a young couple that lives in Israel, actually friends with Michael. They composed a melody for this beautiful poem, and he's also protecting his community and our country. So we bring these melodies not only as a way to honor them, but also to infuse some connection for us as we are sitting here and thinking of our people all over the world. Page 145. למדני אלוהי ברך והתפלל, הסודה לקבל, הדוגה פרי בשל, על החירות הזאת לראות לחוש לנשום, לדעת לייחל, להיקשר. למדני אלוהי ברך והתפלל, הסודה לקבל, הנוגה פרי בשל, על החירות הזאת לראות לחוש לנשום, לדעת לייחל, להיקשר. למד את שפתותיי בך ואשתהלל, להתחדש זמנך בוקר והלל. לבל יהיה יומי היום, כתמו שיר זמן חיים בוקר בהימלל לבד יהיה מי היום We will now turn our series to page 146 for Barhu. Please rise. As we approach Barhu, we take a moment to acknowledge our minyan, to acknowledge our community, and to remind ourselves that the unity of God is found in the diversity, the variety of our people, of our community.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into the being, opens the gates, alters time, changes our seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly course according to plan. Adonai Tzavot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, God, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
This idea that we shared last week, that the Shema in our tradition, after we say Barhu, there is always a blessing that invites us to look around and recognize nature. So in the morning we say Yotzer HaMeorot, creator of heavenly lights, of all the lights. And at night we say Ma'ariv Aravim, and we recognize the passage of time. And we are invited to look at this world and nature as a gift, something that was given to us. And as we get even closer to the Shema, we say Birkat Ahava, the blessing for love. The tradition invites us to see ourselves as deeply loved, to recognize this world as a gift to us, and from that place to go to the Shema. And there are times in which actually saying those things is a theological challenge, because this world doesn't seem to be that way, because the world doesn't feel that way. And the challenge is to recognize how we are feeling in this moment, what are the things that are happening to us, and also to recognize that nonetheless, even in difficult times, this world is a gift to us. So we sang What a Wonderful World last week, and this week we are going to do a little bit of a mashup, thank you, a mashup with the Hebrew translation of What a Wonderful World, which is Achla Olam. And I invite you also to look into the translation. It's pretty wonderful. אני רואה
איזה אחלה עולם. השמיים כחולים, ענן לבן,
והבוקר בהיר, והלילה עשן, ואחלום לעצמי. איזה אחלה עולם. בכל צבעי הקשת, יפים וחדשים, פרוסים אחרי הגשם, על פני האנשים, והיום כה יפה, וקל לי כל כך לומר לך שאני אוהב אותך. I hear babies cry,
I watch them grow,
they'll learn much more
then I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful love. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful love.
Dear God, please help us recognize that this sometimes challenging world is nonetheless beautiful and a gift. Help us have the perception of your love, of each other's love, and please never remove that love from us. Praise are you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel. Baruch Ata Adonai, Ohev Amo Israel. We're on page 152.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai
Page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אמן, אדוני אלוהיכם, בית ממון הכל סוד וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ואין סולתו ואנחנו ישראל עמו. Continue with the silent reading over page 156. When your children witness your presence, they praise your name in gratitude and they accepted your sovereignty. Moshe, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Who is like you, O God? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. We are on page 158. Mi chamocha
Ba'elim Adonai, Hi kamocha, Nedal ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot, Osef elem, Nora tehilot, Osef elem, Ma'alechutecha, Rahu banecha, Bokeh hayam, Lifnei Moshe uMiriam, Tzeli, Hanu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Israel. Shkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, B'midenu Shomrenu Lechaim. Grant, O God, that we lay down in peace and rise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. We are in the middle of page 160. Ushmore setenu, uvoenu, lechaim uleshalom, be'ata ve'ad olam. Froz aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, apores sukat shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen. Page 162, please rise. Veshamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ראובן, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הארץ. וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
The Spanish poet said, "My heart is in the east, and I stand at the edge of the west. Please join me as we turn east in order to turn inwards on page 164 for our Amidah.
שלום, לישראל חטאסים לנו. רצון אמרי פי, בהגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני, צורי בגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. At the bottom of page 180, עושה שלום במרומיו, ועושה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, באמרו אמן. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, for all Israel, and all who inhabit the earth. And we say,
Amen.
Amen.
at this point of our service, we take a moment to acknowledge those that are dealing with illness in their lives, in their souls. We think of those carrying grief, and so of those dealing with addictions. If there is a name that you like to share in this Erev Shabbat, we invite you to do so as we go around.
Bruce Roberts, Alfredo Massman, Gail Frankel, Scott Van Gundy, Daphna Talmore, Dave Stahl, Greg Herb, Margaret McGuan, Bill and Esther Linder, Carol Rosenberg, Diane Siegel, Richard Ravitch, Bernice Paris, Batya Peters, Mira Engel, Jenna Lyons, Rich Zabridger, Sandra Goldberger, Adele Fingerman, Elise Musin, Paul Jerry Miller, Judy Sutton, Robbie Reed, Nadia Fachanova, Diane Kalmus, Bob Schill, Ellen Kashik, Larry Johnson, Janessa Schwartz, Gabriel Jacobson, David Tuttleman, William Castleman.
Page 371, Mishaberach. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
I want to add as well, Amisha Berach, for those currently in captivity in Israel. Amisha Berach, Avotenu v'Imotenu, Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless, safeguard, and protect the captive men, women, and children, brothers and sisters who are in distress and in captivity. For the sake of this community, the house of Israel, that prays for them, may the Holy Blessed One have mercy upon them. And together we say,
Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. I want to advise parents' discretion, as I will be talking about the current events, not in a very specific way. So, not with very specific descriptions, but just for you to know what's the level of involvement that you want for your children in some of the things that are happening in the world. It was only a few days ago that we were saying that we had no words. No words to describe, no words to express, no words. However, this vacuum was quickly filled by a stream of words and slogans emerging from an ocean of narratives that inundated schools, university campuses, social media, and media at large. The waters of this flood were initially a mixture of our tears and spilled blood of our siblings. As the Torah say in Parashat Bereshit, in the portion of Bereshit, screaming from the earth. They are now mixed with a rain of lack of sensitivity, confirmation bias, and convenient righteousness from people we have seen or we have been allies with. He's a good friend. He called me and said, "Did you hear what they are saying about us?" "What do you mean?" I asked. "They are saying that we, the soldiers, are a killing machine and that we are doing an ethnic cleansing in Gaza." My friend is in California, and he doesn't speak a lot about his emotions. He says, "Nico, I am the soldiers. I serve the IDF in a combat unit. I know what we are taught and what we are instructed. We are not a killing machine." "I know," I said. "It's awful to be in war, but there is no way around it at this moment," he said. My friend is a left activist. When we finished the conversation, he asked me if I wanted to join him on making a donation for the Palestinian Red Crescent Society. She emailed me, "Is my daughter safe at college?" He emailed me, "What do you think about this terrible letter I got from my alma mater?" She texted me, "Is it true that we bombed a hospital?" She texted him, "I don't know if I want to be Jewish anymore." She asked and lovingly suggested, "Maybe when you visit this congregant in the hospital, you wear a cap instead of a kippah." She said, "I don't know where to read my news anymore." They cried. I don't think my friends get it at all. They said nothing, and then their students understood that cheering for terror was protected by freedom of speech. She tweeted, "Israel should be able to defend itself, but without doing ethnic cleansing to the Palestinians." She tweeted, "Disproportionate force is being used." They wrote a letter and asked for a cease of fire. They should have a balanced response, they reported. Breaking news: a hospital in Gaza was bombarded by Israel. Update: Israeli army shows evidence that the hospital was bombed from within Gaza. The US government, based on their own intelligence, supports Israel's account. Hamas says it was Israel. A fight of versions. This TV network said they don't define themselves as terror. They define themselves as resistance. We will call them resistance, and if our viewers think differently, they will decide by themselves. The same network said we are colonialism and apartheid. And between the lines emerge impossible expectations for a sovereign state that is fighting a war for its existence. We see the request for proportionality as if it was possible to assure the security of Jews by a proportional response, as if acts of terrorism and the unfortunate reality of war belong in the same moral scale. We hear falsehoods that describe the actions taken by a terrorist group and attach them to a democratic state. And on top of that, we are now suddenly treating reports from a terrorist organization as if they are coming from a reliable source. Yet, just a few days ago, this same group was broadcasting videos of them committing horrific acts against our people. This is the same organization that same day released a video with a captive young woman. They are resistance. We are colonialism and apartheid. This vocabulary that is being built dehumanizes us and justifies the spilling of blood, of our blood. It really feels like a mabul, a flood. ותשחט הארץ לפני אלוהים, says the Torah portion. ותמלא הארץ, from all words, חמאס. ויראה אלוהים את הארץ, והנה נשחטה, כשחית כל בשר את דרכו על הארץ. ויאמר אלוהים לנוח, קץ לבשר בו לפני, כי מלא הארץ חמאס מפניהם, והנני משחיתם את הארץ. I'll read it in English now, don't worry. The earth became corrupt before God. The earth was filled with Hamas, says the Torah, for thousands of years. Lawlessness. When God saw how corrupt the earth was, for all flesh had corrupted its ways on earth, God said to Noah, I have decided to put an end to all the flesh, for the earth is filled with Hamas, with lawlessness, because of them. I am about to destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher and wood. Make it an ark with compartments and cover it inside and out with pitch. The world was filled with Hamas, lawlessness, and God sent Noah to build an ark before flooding the earth and for the sake of a new beginning. But for many of us, it feels like the flood is right here, right now, and we don't have an ark yet. The Talmud teaches in Zvachot that the waters of the Mabul, the waters of the flood, were boiling waters. And we are certainly feeling that heat. So, what do we do now? We now build the ark. We protect our well-being not by hiding our Judaism, but by holding to Jewish pride, by supporting the need to defend ourselves and get rid of this malicious enemy, and at the same time asking to uphold the highest moral standards, because we are Jews. We build the ark by challenging the vocabulary that dehumanizes us. We build the ark by strengthening our homes and our communities. We build the ark by strengthening one another. For a long time, we spoke about the growing gap between the Jewish community in the United States and in Israel. This last week, U.S. Jewry donated to Israel $333 million. is $1 billion shekels. We are building an ark. We are building the ark. This morning I was shown a video of an Israeli soldier in his late 30s, I guess. He was guarding the northern border, reciting a Shabbat blessing, and then playing Shalom Aleichem on his guitar. He followed it up with Bim Bam. Shabbat Shalom, hey. I am certain that he learned that song in one of our camps here in the US. Israelis don't know that song. We are building an ark. We are building the ark. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not the temporary ark to survive the flood. This is our eternal ark. This is our peoplehood. We are the eternal people, and because of that, we will endure this flood too. Remember that one of the instructions for building the ark was to make a window so we don't disconnect from the outside environment. After the flood, there was a rainbow symbolizing the renewal of God's covenant with humanity. In this case, some of the colors of that rainbow can already be seen, represented by the support of many of our friends and leaders. And there will be more colors. They will appear. Soon the rainbow will come out, and we will work not only to strengthen our ark, our peoplehood, but also to offer our share in a world that is in such a desperate need of healing. We will build our ark, and we will bring our share. Shabbat Shalom. I invite you to rise, and and we'll invite all the children of this community. Please rise for Aleinu, but not only for Aleinu. We'll invite all the children of our community to open the ark. And before Aleinu, I want to invite you to sing the words of Hatikvah that you can find on page. Company the kids, wait for them. All those that are under the age of B'nai Mitzvah, under the age of 13. You have the page?
678.
Page 678. We're going to open the ark. Talking about peace. Levav penimam nefesh Yehudi
Miyam ulfatei Mizrach kadima ahim letzion Sophia, O lo avda tikvateinu, hatikva bashnot alpayim, liot am chofshi be'artzeinu.
keep the ark open. We will now turn also our Zirin to page 587. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, לגורלנו להמליך מלכותו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. מתוך page 590, כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, היום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Can let other friend. Let's have other friends, and let's make sure that we don't hurt children. Good. Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much. Shabbat shalom. You may be seated. Thank you. Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos. Now take a moment to acknowledge mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, please rise. But I want to share the name of your sister.
My sister, Bela Fegel, Bat Baruch Shalom Bavesta.
If you are during, no? Oh,
Your brother.
brother. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you are during the cycle of the first 11 months, first year of mourning, please rise and share with us who you are remembering.
My husband, Jack Long.
If you have a yahrzeit this week, the anniversary of someone's passing by this time of the year in years past, please rise.
My cousin, Dora Bruckenthal, also a Holocaust survivor.
The congregation offers our condolences to Benjamin and Daniel Shine on the death of their mother and our member, Connie Shine, to Iris Burke on the death of her friend Joan Davison's son, Justin Davison, to Larry McGuan on the death of his sister-in-law, Rosemarie McGuan, to Ora Ibrahimi on the death of her mother, Mahin Bahun Sinai, to Larry Stone on the death of his sister, Bonnie Phyllis, and to Debbie Medina on the death of her brother, Mark Grubbs. We also remember those whom death has taken from us during this last year: Stanley Rich, Sandy Beim, Jerry Levy, Rosalie Berkowitz, Adrian Friedman, Tripp Richardson, Eleanor Hill, Sandra Koff, Daniel Knipe, Yanoroso Benito, Marcel Cunningham, Madeline Salzman, Kevin Scott, Dahlia Schneider, Michael Pleiner, Joyce Levine, Shirley Israel, Thelma Turner, Marilyn Graben, Alan Feigen, Jonah Anschel, Sharon Lowenbrown, Sheila Bamberger, Dr. Grace Deutsch, Clarissa Glotzer, Stephen Bornstein, Richard Kennemer, Ethel Schenker, Varda Satchi, Rabbi Talit Shavit, Jack Long, Virginia Larson, Miriam Moore, Bob Sturman, Lenora Wang, Adam Richard Spilka, Shlomo Isips, Howard Levine, Barbara Lombard, Claire London, Drago Herman, Merle Greenwald, Samuel Grinwald, Anita Kumula, Edna Stone, Bryce Lyon, and those who died at this season in years past: Abraham Weinstein, Burton Schnell, Celia Franklin, Dora Bruckenthal, Fella Goldsmith, Gary Trovinger, Ida Bohm-Louie, Lillian Berman, Paul Butters, Janet Smith, Rose Politsky, Samuel Cohn. And now you can support our community by standing or sitting, joining us with your voices or your hearts for Kaddish Avilim, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 598. Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Hirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon Yomechon, V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'bizman Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'olam U'lamei Amaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yit'aleh, V'yithalal, Shemei Kudesha, Richu, Le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran v'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru, Amen.
May the memories of your dear ones be always a blessing in your life. Zichram Baruch. You may be seated.
Announcements? It's my pleasure to invite up Molly to come and share with us some announcements. Lots of things going on. Wait, let's make sure. No, just needs to be.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's wonderful seeing you all. I'm secretary on the board. If you were here on Simchat Torah and I took your photo with the Torah and you did not get a text from me, please come see me. I'd be happy to send it to you. So I'm just going to go over some highlights and a few announcements, but you can learn about all of these things on the back of your handout and also, of course, on our website, on our calendar. On Saturday, October 21st, that's tomorrow, at 9 a.m., I believe it's the first time?
It is?
It is the first time,
The
okay.
inaugural.
We're doing the Shabbat Cafe in the foyer. It's a time to schmooze and have kind of a casual discussion. And we are requesting that people register ahead of time so we have an idea of how many people are going to be there. And then, of course,
Not
at
for
9...
tomorrow. Like if you want to come tomorrow, just come.
Just come, absolutely.
No, just show up.
Well, we want people to register, but tomorrow just come.
Yeah, no, just come. Okay. And then to 9:30, of course, is Torah study, followed with 10:30 Shabbat service. On Sunday, October 22nd, starting at 8 a.m., it's time to take down the sukkah. Please sign up online for a morning or afternoon shift, and refreshments will be provided. At 4 p.m., we are having the Bay Area Rally, Bring Them Home. The rally will begin in downtown San Jose near City Hall Plaza, and more details are online. And then Thursday, October 26th at 11:30 a.m. is the first Nashim class. And we are requesting that people register a few days beforehand so we can order enough food for everyone. And then join us back Wednesday, November 1st, is the first, 1 p.m., is the first class for bioethics and Judaism being taught by Rabbi Michael Walden. And please register online. As seating is limited, and I really suggest as many people do that as possible. I registered. I'm actually taking time off work to attend.
Thank you.
And Friday...
We try to make it good.
Yeah, exactly. Make it worth it, right?
Make it worth it, right?
Yeah. Friday, November 3rd, we will be back here in the sanctuary at 5:30 for another special sweater weather Shabbat with Rabbi Michael's installation ceremony that's going to be taking place during the services. And then please join us at 8 p.m. for a Tish discussion. Oh, yay. That's awesome. Okay, and please register online. And thank you very much. I also want to say, I know that I'm not Sheldon Gilbert, but I did my best.
You did awesome, Molly.
Sheldon was offering some coaching. So two comments. First, hopefully it gets cold at some point, so we start wearing our sweaters. In the meantime, it's like sweating Shabbat. No, because
Yes, it is.
It's something else. So I don't know. I wasn't thinking about the sweater, but we are going to get there. So that's one thing. And regarding the Shabbat cafe, look, we are trying to find ways to encourage people to be here at home during Shabbat. And if you come to Torah study, you come to Torah study. If you want to come to Torah study, cafe. If you want to stay for services, that's also pretty fantastic. It's a different vibe Saturday mornings. It's a beautiful time to relax, to meditate, to sing, to study Torah. It's a fantastic opportunity to be here at Shir Hadash. And if you come to for one of the three, that works as well. And we are going to be building that. So that means that tomorrow the cafe is going to be good. But I think we're going to get to a place in which actually cafe is great. So don't lose hope. If you come tomorrow and you say, okay, the cafe is okay, or the cafe is good, but
Come back.
I wish it was great. Wait. Yeah, take a moment. We're going to get there. And next Friday, Canto is not going to be in town, but nonetheless, we are going to be experimenting with some things during service. So we encourage you to some melodies and some sitting arrangement. If you want to know what we are going to be doing, come. And you learn what we're going to be doing. With all that said, we will now turn our Siduri into page 122 for Kiddush. וירא בבוקר יום השישי ויחול השמיים בארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. חברי חבריי וחברותיי, you can say לחיים.
לחיים.
ברוך אתה ה' אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה ה' אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ברצבנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית יום תחילה
למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו.
ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. חיים.
Chaim.
Chaim.
Please rise. You know, we make sure that our services end with the possibility, with the opportunity of sharing blessings with each other. We invite you to stand next to your beloved ones, to take a moment to make eye contact, to physical contact if they are here, and next to your friends. Are my children here? Yes, there. That's fantastic. And to connect with yours as we learn and we recognize that you did that. That in Shabbat we acknowledge our creations. We acknowledge our creations, and we recognize that the world of creation is unfolding work. In Shabbat we take a moment to acknowledge them, to celebrate them, and we recognize their beauty as they are. We say to them, may God inspire you to be like the parents of the house of Israel. Yasimchem Elohim k'Ephraim וכמנשה. We say to them, Yasimchem Elohim k'Sara, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. And we say to all of them, Yavarechechem Adonai beish merechem. May God bless you and protect you. Yael Adonai panav elechem bichunekem. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Isa Adonai panav elechem. May you find within you God's presence always. May you have the courage, the strength to navigate difficult times, to find your path also when the world feels completely messed up, to find direction, to find love. to find your people, your community, to find strength, and to believe that it's possible to see the rainbow. May you have the strength and the hope to create a window in your ark so you don't disconnect from the outside world. And may you go out, because we need to be out. We have lots of things. You have lots of things to share with the world. May God grant you, give you the most beautiful thing that you can have, which is its peace. Ve'asem lachem shalom. Adonai os le'amav item. Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. May God give us the courage and the blessing of shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Mevorach, everybody. Shalom
Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'enecha